In the Great East Japan Earthquake Disaster and Cardiovascular Diseases Study, all ambulance transport records in the Miyagi Prefecture were examined 4 weeks before and 16 weeks after the earthquake.
There were 3 different time courses for the increase. First, heart failure and pneumonia were rapidly increased and gradually returned to the previous level. It took 2 to 3 months. And the second pattern was found for stroke and CPA. These diseases rapidly increased and rapidly decreased, and again showed the second peak in response to the major aftershocks on April 11th. And third pattern was found for acute coronary syndrome. Acute coronary syndrome rapidly increased and rapidly decreased, and very interestingly, in the third month, the occurrence was significantly lower as compared to the previous 3 years, which suggests that occurrence of ACS could be accelerated in this catastrophic disaster.
PURE is a prospective epidemiological study conducted in 154,000 individuals in 17 countries in which diet, physical activity, and smoking status were correlated with gross domestic product.
Our study has huge implications for societal policy and societal redesign. First, let's subsidize healthy foods like fruits and vegetables. In Europe, they mean subsidizing the wrong foods, the dairy products and the meats. Let's switch those subsidies. Second, we need to start to rethink the designs of our communities, of our buildings, and of our societies, and also jobs, so that for the same job, how can we expend a little more energy?
We've changed the document completely. We have made very strict recommendations on the different levels of risk. And we have 4 different groups of risk, and for these groups, we have specific recommendations. The other thing is that we have strong recommendations on the behavioral aspect. And then finally, we have in our recommendations made statements on where do you provide prevention. And here we say the general practitioner is always the key person. The cardiologists out there in private practice can be of help, but what is important is that the nurse steer programs have also come to stay. There is enough scientific evidence there. And finally, we feel that this is such a big public health issue that we as cardiologists, we should speak out on the political level. We should influence public health politicians, decision makers, to see that with the change of lifestyle, we can still save thousands and thousands of lives.